Hey, good morning from Everett, Washington.
We are exploring the northern coast and mountains of Washington State. Okay, so today we're gonna start off with Anacortes, Washington and make our way up to Mount Baker, and we get to take you along. Let's go.
The inn started us off with this overflowing basket of breakfast. We made our way out through the lobby to the patio so we could take the walk along the marina. This was definitely the most beautiful of the hotels we stayed at, thanks to our trip pivot, and we can highly recommend the inn at Port Gardner to you. We had not considered Everett to be a stop-off, but now we are so glad we did. It ended up being the perfect base for our adventures in the Seattle area. In the busy summer months, it's a bit more than the other hotels we picked for this trip, at about $180 a night, but it was totally worth it. We had also not planned on going to Anacortes, but since it was only an hour from the hotel, it seemed like we could easily fit it into our day. On the way to the hotel from North Cascades National Park, we saw a sign for Anacortes and decided that we should add that new stop on our way to Mount Baker. And you know we had to stop off at the giant sign. This adorable little park also includes a bit of history. This log section was ginormous. Minutes later, we were turning towards their historic downtown area, located just past the marina.
Okay, we're gonna be honest, we do not have any idea what to do in Anacortes. We're gonna drive around, find some lunch, and I think see a few parks. But we're just wondering, if you guys have any tips, leave them down below on where to go and what to see. We didn't know what to expect.
The only thing we knew about Anacortes was this was where you caught the ferry. But the cute parklets and murals downtown made us want to explore some more. We found some beautiful architecture and a little bit more about the history of this town, supported by the fishing industry. It was founded in 1879 by railroad surveyor Amos Bowman, who had grand designs for this little town. While those never materialized, it did gain a bit more public attention when it was featured on the Deadliest Catch TV series, which highlighted the men who left from here to fish the Alaskan waters and the 11 seafood canneries based here. This town is really walkable. There were plenty of cute shops and lots of those parklets where you could enjoy a meal and people watch at the same time. But we were really curious about those murals and why they look so different from the others we had seen.
So apparently all of these murals we keep seeing, they're actual cutouts that have been painted and added to the buildings, are part of a mural project around the city. So very cool to look at.
We had considered some of the restaurants for lunch, but really wanted to eat somewhere on the water. This is where Secret Cove comes in. Walking in, we immediately knew two things. It smelled delicious, and we loved the ocean life murals on the walls. We were a bit early for lunch, so it was easy to grab a table right on the water, so we could watch all of the boats go by. Over the hour we were there, we saw tugboats, fishing boats, sailboats, and yachts. We even saw a float plane. Quite a room with a view.
All right, so that was lunch at the Secret Cove, one of the few restaurants that are actually on the water here. What'd you order? What'd you like?
I got the salmon fish and chips, and it was really good. I'd never had fried salmon like that before in fish and chip form, so it was good. It was unique. I liked it a lot, and I love salmon, so it was an easy choice.
And the crab salad sandwich I had, it was kind of like a crab grilled cheese. Market price, brought it out at $28.
Yeah, it was really good,
so,
she said. I didn't get any.
No, I did not share. That is not a sharing thing. No. So the prices are, you know, typical tourist town, on the water prices.
But the food was really good.
But the food was really good.
Yeah, fabulous. So it worked out.
Absolutely. On to our next stop.
We love driving around the areas you don't normally see when visiting a town, like taking a drive through a neighborhood like this one. The beautiful new homes with their unusual landscaping were fun to tour. They even had a cute little park, and right past that, their own cove with walking trails along the water. But we were headed to a different part of the Sound, the marina. We saw a sign for a memorial on the way in and decided to take a few minutes to explore. It was a bit difficult to find, but we finally did find the right turn and discovered the Seafarers Memorial Park, right where the working boats are docked. There's just something about a marina that is so beautiful to me, and it's not just the beautiful yachts, like this one. It's something about the bright colors and the history of the place, and there's a lot of history here. From individual monuments to the very tall Seafarers Memorial, which features the names of those who have perished at sea on the 4 sides. One of those sides is nearly empty, leaving room for those to come. We were surprised to find more information boards here, but in reading them, we understood why this is such a dangerous industry. The most moving memorial to me was this one of a mother and child looking out to sea. How many families have watched their sailors head out to work, praying they would arrive home again safely?
Okay, so that brings us into our day here in Anacortes. You saw there's not a lot to do here.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to do otherwise, unless you're going to get on the ferry or rent a boat.
Right. So there was Washington Park, where you can go and have a picnic. Lots of boating stuff to do, tours. You can catch a whale watching tour out of here. But pretty much it's just a place to come and hang out or catch the ferry. All right, we've done the ocean. Time for the mountains.
I had done a bit of research on the best time to catch Mount Baker in all of her beauty. We had learned the day before in the national park that afternoons were the best time to see the Cascades. So with a 2-hour drive, we were hoping that the research was correct and arriving at about 3 p.m. would be the best timing. It's amazing how quickly after leaving the 5 that you were back into the forest with its moss-covered trees and cascade views. Part of the drive is along the same roads as going to the national park, but then you take a left at one point and head up to Mount Baker. It's only about 30 miles east of Bellingham, Washington, which is one of the reasons it's so popular during ski season. Over 170 million people visit this area each year to hike and ski. In fact, this area is the world record holder for the greatest recorded snowfall, with 95 feet the winter of 1998. The average snowfall is about 53 feet. Mount Baker is also an active volcano, with scientists predicting an eruption sometime in the next 50 years. So far, there have only been some small debris avalanches, but you never know. It is the most northern of the peaks in the Cascades, but not the tallest. Mount Rainier is over 14,000 feet, where Mount Baker is just a bit over 10,000, and reported to be one of the youngest in the chain. What we know for sure is that the drive up is stunningly beautiful. What we didn't know is that we'd find not one, but 2 gorgeous lakes along the way. The first one is Picture Lake. Just breathtaking. It wasn't long before we made it up to the ski lodge and the lifts.
So we made it up to Mount Baker, and afternoon is definitely the right time to come. If you come in the morning, the sun's going to be in the wrong spot. Let me show it to you. She's gorgeous. Okay, in the Race between the beach and the mountains. Today, the mountains win. Absolutely. This place is so beautiful. Seriously. Just so gorgeous. Thank you to everybody who told us to come up to Mount Baker. Still more to explore. Let's go find some more viewpoints.
I need more words in my vocabulary to describe breathtaking. From the towering jagged peaks to the glaciers and the unsettling cracks in those glaciers, to the hillsides of the ski area, this was truly spectacular.
It's so beautiful, I can't stop staring at it.
Like many of the places we visit, we definitely want to come back and spend some real time exploring places like Highwood Lake. Since there are plenty of campgrounds in the area, we are thinking that spending a week or two here would be simply wonderful. Heading back down the hill, we were treated to even more beautiful views of the mountain, as well as better views of the waterfalls, cool andesite columns, which are created from lava runs from one of the eruptions here, and of course, even more beautiful views of the peaks. Skiing up here costs about $95 per day for ages 16 to 59, and about $75 per day for seniors, ages 60 to 69. I will put the pass link down below in the description if you need more information. And yes, we even found something more wonderful and weird along the way with this crow sculpture. Or maybe they're ravens? Tell us down below what you think. There was just one more stop we wanted to make on our way back down the hill, and that was to see a waterfall we had zipped by on our way up. This time of year, there are lots of these little waterfalls all along the road up to Mount Baker. Most of them even have convenient pullouts.
I think that's Queen Anne's lace. Not sure who the white ones are.
It was in fact hogweed, which looks very similar to Queen Anne's lace. Along with many other wildflowers in the pullout, there was this cascade of white flowers, which turned out to be Western bunchberry. July is one of the best times to see all of the flowers in bloom here, and it was fun to find so many new ones in just one place. We often see a sign on the main road and just head off the main path to explore. This one said there was a waterfall this way, so off we went and immediately found ourselves enveloped by the magical forest once again. Sunshine filtering through the moss-covered branches, waterfalls tripping over moss-covered rocks, led us down through this forest to the parking lot, and me to a forest walk I won't ever forget. The ground beneath my feet was a bit spongy on my way to the falls lookout. It was something out of Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings. Simply enchanting. I took one more look before returning to the bridge over the waterfall. This is the left-hand side of the bridge, but it's under the bridge on the right side where the fun begins. This guy was standing right about where the falls start to tumble over the side, gave me a mix of fear and excitement in my stomach.
So we're headed down to Nooksack Falls. This is the trail off the parking lot.
It is stunning here. It goes from one fall to another, to an even bigger one. So
Yeah.
We're gonna go look at the bigger one.
Come on, let's go.
The trail is quite easy to navigate, but it is not wheelchair accessible. It is less than a block from the road to the falls. And as you walk around this corner, the sight is just stunning. Nooksack Falls are 88 feet high. They tumble down in 3 different paths to join up with yet another waterfall on the right. While they are stunning, and we highly recommend coming to see them, be aware that people die here every year because they get too close on those slippery rocks. We admired them from a very safe distance before taking our selfie and heading out on another short forest walk. Late afternoon ended up being the perfect time for this. With the golden light filtering through the trees, we were delighted to find different types of moss and flowers like salal, blackberry brambles in bloom, and yes, more moss. This is such a beautiful place. We went back to the river falls so I could take some more photos before heading out again.
So after Nooksack Falls, I thought we'd try Excelsior Road. Problem is, Excelsior Road is closed. Campground is closed, dead end. So what we're doing is we're just sort of scouting the area just a little bit. I'm going to show you some of this because this is just simply stunning.
Excelsior Road leads to Excelsior Pass Trailhead, and we had been hoping to walk just a bit of that before heading back for the night. Finding more beautiful views like this was a very nice consolation prize. And all of this is right off of the main road. And finding more wildflowers was just a bonus. It's just so lush and green and beautiful here.
All right, everyone. Yeah, the mountains definitely won today. This was gorgeous. We've seen so many beautiful waterfalls on this trip, but that one, what's the name again?
Nooksack, something like that.
Oh my gosh.
It'll be down in the description. She'll put it in there. We've got it. It was Nooksack Falls, but it was stunning. And yeah, if you get out a chance to ever get out to Mount Baker, I'd take the opportunity to do so. It is really beautiful. It's stunning. And if you're here in the winter, go skiing.
Yeah, they're building, as you saw, a brand new lodge. So if you're making plans for next year, book it up. We're gonna wrap it up for today. Go grab some dinner. Take care, safe travels, and we'll see you next time. We're gonna leave you some beautiful views of the harbor. See you next time.
Sound to Summit Craft Brewery next to the inn proved to be a really good idea. Harry had the French dip, and I had the brisket mac and cheese before heading back to the marina for a walk. If you had a good time exploring with us today, please bop that thumbs up and leave us a comment, even if it's just to say hi. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, we hope you will so you can join us on all of our adventures. If you missed our last video about North Cascades National Park, we'll link it right here so you can check it out and make plans to see both while in the area.